Hi. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TESSERACT, the game that we're playing today. I don't have a fun fact for today because the encounter's not going to be fun.
That's the fun
today,
fact.
guys.
No fun today,
You
that's
guys
why
aren't
we
gonna
play
have
D&D.
I don't know if I can recover from
To
this.
cry. I'm so sorry. Tim, do you have a fun fact for today?
My eyes are brown.
Wow.
Tim's eyes may or may not be brown, and I'm so sorry that you just heard that.
I'm gonna need two things. I'm gonna need you to grab that camera, and I need you to tilt it up a smidgen. Yep,
How much is this? Oh yeah, Colton's head.
just a little bit. All right, great. And now I need to turn a logo just a little bit.
All right, welcome to physical technical
We're doing it
difficulties.
live.
Yeah, fuck it.
Can you point the monitor towards me so I can see it?
Oh yeah. There you go.
Your head is tall.
Fuck, I don't have a CD in there.
Or do you?
Just try to reject the CD.
Fun fact of the day.
No. Fun question of the day.
Well,
Alright.
it's
fine.
like just your head, so
That's
I
fine.
mean, you kind of just look like a floating head. We're not gonna
Oh,
do that.
Pigeon Man
Perfect.
says, "Fun fact: there's nothing but sorrow," and donates $22.99.
Australian.
Love you, man.
Australia. I mean,
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter where it's from.
I think
Oh,
I was actually
still
wrong. I
thinking,
think that's
$22.99
more
from him.
than.
No,
An
nothing's
American
more
dollar.
than the U.S. dollar.
That's probably a lie.
No.
That what? Euros are more than the U.S. dollar.
No, they're not.
I don't
Stop
remember the
spreading
exchange rate.
fake news.
but One's
Alright?
like 77
We're number one
cents.
in
Fun
everything.
fact: Jacob doesn't know currency.
Yeah.
Fun fact: nobody understands the joke.
Okay.
Got him.
To recap, they had some fun with some funny goblin people and saved some gnomes from some
Had
slaves.
fun with
Yeah.
some goblin people.
fun.
We killed them all. Correction,
And
I
now-
killed them all.
They're riding on a disgusting giant head into the unknown.
I'm not excited.
Yeah.
Can I braid the thing's hair?
That's a little slimy, but you can manage.
Am I wrong to assume that this thing just looks like an Attack on Titan?
You are not wrong at all.
That's all I'm imagining.
It's just a little
Doesn't it
bit
have
bigger.
lots of limbs below? it?
Bigger?
The head, yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'm just imagining. I think it's Envy from Full Metal Alchemist, but if you just cut the head
Kind
off
of, yeah.
and just
A
has
little
like.
bit. That's more like a dinosaur face. I think it had.
Well,
like a
yeah, but
longer-
also I'm sorry. I should have said.
maybe about that scale.
Mhm.
I don't know. But you are riding that off into the ocean. Hours begin to pass by. And hours and hours. It's very quiet. You all grow hungry and tired.
And I give you guys all some food.
Hey,
Meditate
how,
on.
Olo, how far away is this thing supposed to be?
Saves your fucking life.
I have no idea.
Let's play a game.
Okay. I spy the ocean.
That's not even how you play
That's
that.
not how I
I
spell
spy
it.
something blue.
There's two possible answers.
This bit of lint I have.
How could I see that? That was in your bag.
No, it was on the top, right here.
That wasn't it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, do you have anything blue?
This fish scale's kind of blue.
Nope.
Okay. Your hair,
Hair's not blue.
your old skin.
That's gross and traumatic.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And suddenly the sun sets. The entire day has gone by.
Oh wow, that was fast.
One game of Ice
Never mind, I spy something orange. Now it's black.
The sky?
Oh, you got it, I'll tell you. Good job. That's the only thing what are you doing?
The contact.
I'm in the newsphere. I'm watching Parks and Rec. Jeez.
I don't know, what is that? What are you talking about?
I love that you have a mantra that attunes you to Parks and Rec.
It's just how I
Oh, it's okay, the office is better.
you know, say.
Yeah,
Also, I'm meditating on what Lop said to me, so that I don't lose myself.
there's a book version of
The office.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the full script, like the screenplay version. The night passes by. How do you all sleep?
If I can get my bedroll out, I sleep in my bedroll.
Okay.
Same.
You do manage. There is
Turtle.
a hard surface below
Lucky.
this that allows you to sort of stabilize yourself.
Do you mean its skull?
That's what I was saying. I was just like, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm slipping off again.
It's a bit adhesive.
Because he's sticky.
Yeah. So it's easy not to fall
I
off.
used the bit of hair that I braided to like fold over me and to keep me more
Avarice,
secure.
that's gross.
You're using that hair to keep yourself warm?
It's fucking
No,
gross.
secure. I'm in my bedroll.
Abris,
Huh.
you don't have to do that.
Yes, I do.
The night passes you by, and the sun rises yet again. You are on the second day of your voyage, and the water, further out you get, which is a bit strange to you, being more familiar with the ocean, maybe the rest of you if you paid attention on your last voyage, but the water is a lot darker. It's more murky than it usually is.
Does it seem more like lake water than it does ocean water in terms of like?
Is this a
Little bit.
lake or an ocean?
I'm pretty sure this is an ocean.
That was a gulf.
That would be the ocean.
That would be a sea.
You did call it a gulf. So you continue forward. Another day
Okay,
passes.
Oh wait, on that second day I would have gotten really bored and I would have
Okay.
figured out how fast this thing is moving. Well, I want to know how fast it's moving.
You check the water because your twin planet is very far away. The ocean is much more still than usual, and judging by the ripples of the water, make an intelligence check. Or would that be wisdom? Let's go with intelligence.
Okay, I got 2 jack dice.
Okay.
Alright.
What'd you get, Mel?
4.
4.
6.
I have no idea.
I don't know how fast we're going.
You look out and you look around, and it's just the ocean.
We could be going pretty quick.
What we could do is like jump off and then try and swim next
I was
to
going to
it,
think about
and
that,
then
yeah.
see.
I was going to see if swimming was faster.
Well,
If this thing's moving super slow.
Well, maybe Abris could do it because you can turn into a fish, right?
Well, okay, let's try this. Here, hold this rope. I trust you the most. Please don't let go of it or I will die. And then I tie it around my waist and I just jump into the water.
You jump into the water. All right. You are pulled back. Feeling the current, you know that you're moving very fast.
Oh, okay, it's really, really fast. All right, pull me back.
Not quite like lightning, but
Oh, okay.
as if you were moving in a boat that's a bit faster than the average boat.
So, could I swim faster than it?
No, definitely
Okay,
not.
all right, we've tested my theory.
Probably swim
Okay,
half as
yeah.
fast, if even that.
All right, well, maybe we can, like, spur it. You think if we kick it, like, it'll go faster?
I think you'll make it mad.
Do you want to go down there and see
Tap
what it
on
looks
it.
like before you do that?
No.
Go ahead.
Maybe
The rope's still tied around you.
What should we name it?
But if I get in front of it, then I'll hit its head
Don't
because
get
it's
in front of
walking
it.
forward.
I don't feel like upsetting the one thing that is keeping us afloat in the middle of the sea.
Just seeing if it can go faster.
I think it's going the speed it wants to go.
Sometimes we just have to be a little patient.
You can still see what it looks like.
I don't like being patient.
I want to name it.
Okay.
Well, name it Bob.
Naming it?
I don't know yet. Does it look more like a lady or a man?
Which part of it?
I do that. I'm like, you should see for yourself. Then maybe you can think
He
of a
looked
name.
kind of disgusted.
The
when
memory
it
is
came
very
out that-
vivid.
Yeah, I'm
It
aware.
did have a mustache.
What?
Large, thick mustache.
It's Larry. Should name it Larry.
Is the mustache just like not affected by the water at all? Is it just like still in existence as
No,
if
no, it's like thick and kind of burly and runs down
Oh,
the
okay.
sides.
you can still see?
He may be gross, but he has some style.
Yeah, it's like curled in
Tie
the
the
back.
rope around you and you could.
Oh.
He swims with it.
see.
No, I'm okay.
I think it's a man.
You think it's a man? All right.
I call him Harold
Harold?
because he's got hair.
I don't know he has hair.
I think
though.
we should name him Larry.
Larry?
Mm-hmm.
Like poor Larry. Yeah, we'll name him after poor Larry.
Yeah, that
okay.
Larry.
Yeah, sure.
Poor Larry was bald.
Oh.
I wonder how he's doing.
Bad.
Poorly.
I'm sure he has a lot of money by now.
We did tell those people to go there.
We did.
There were like 7 of them. They maybe have coins.
Maybe.
Hey, Olo. Do you still think I'm evil?
He's watching.
No, I never thought you were evil.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There was like that little moment in there where, you know, with the old man, they like thought I was evil. Or maybe you just thought there was some evil.
I think everyone has some evil and some good in them, but that doesn't mean you're evil.
Do you think I have a lot of evil?
I think, like, if we're talking mathematically here,
Yeah.
it's like you're like 40% evil,
Ooh.
60%.
This is, I assume, if Avarice is 0%.
Oh, is it Abris is my baseline? No, I think Abris has like 10-20% evil. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you've like straight
I
up.
stole a pie.
You've also, you know, impaled people with your horns.
That wasn't on purpose.
It wasn't on purpose. That just accidentally happened.
I didn't mean to keep them stuck up there.
Rolling insight.
I mean, I didn't mean to keep them
I
stuck
got
up
an
there.
11.
Do I need to roll deception?
Are you deceiving?
I
No.
have no idea.
You're not
She's
dis-
not
My
lying.
intention was not
Yeah.
to keep them stuck up there.
She's a bit unreadable, but probably
Okay,
not
then.
lying.
Abris the unreadable.
Poker face Avarice. The day winds by and the afternoon
Is
comes.
this second day?
Second day.
Okay.
I play my flute very loud.
As you do, a few bubbles come up in the front and pass you by.
Farted.
Face farted.
He's good.
He's got like a little bubble butt in the back.
Really big for some reason.
He's like, all arms and butt.
All arms and butt.
It's just a head on a butt with 2 little arms and 2 little legs. 2 little arms. He's just like
Battling for his life.
a log.
This is Big Larry, and then there's Poor Larry, and then we'll meet more Larrys, and they'll all have adjectives.
Oh boy.
Sorry for being a jerk the other day, guys.
It's
Which day?
okay.
All of them.
That's okay.
I
forgive
was
you.
like wanting to know specifically which day you were.
Oh, when we were gonna go help those gnomes, and then I got mad at everybody because I thought we should just go straight here, but then I didn't realize that it would be on the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
then
think
yelled
that-
at everyone.
I don't think that was very jerkish.
And then also when I yelled at everybody when we were trying to get all the gnomes together, and then when I yelled at everybody when we were talking about the goblins, and then just kind of in general. I'm really trying to not yell at you guys anymore, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just passion.
Night winds by, and the third day comes.
Thought it would be, I'm sorry.
It's a very quiet day, very still water. At a time, Avarice, you see a few fins passing by. Seem like, I think, dorsal fins sort of pop out of the water. You see about 6 of them. Nothing ever rises upward. They all seem to be moving in
You
unison.
see dolphins?
You only see the fins.
Can you turn into those?
Hmm?
You haven't seen them completely. That's right, you saw them on the other voyage. You're good. Third day winds by.
Hey,
Third
How many
night.
more days do you think?
I mean, it can't be that far away.
You're on the 4th morning.
He had to send this thing here and know relatively when we would get here.
Do you think... Okay, it's about nighttime. We're not going to get there tonight, right?
Mm.
It's the 4th
Tomorrow
day.
I just want to try to spell. I haven't really got to try it in a while, and I want to see.
This thing moves during the night too, right? While we
Mhm.
sleep? Okay.
I'm going to cast Alter Self,
No.
Okay.
and I'm going to... I'm going to do this twice. First I'm going to have fun first, and I'm going to turn into Altair. Just be like,
Alright.
hello, I'm Altair.
Ket's skin shifts and he
Yeah.
becomes a
Does the
perfect
voice
mirror
change
image.
too?
Huh?
Doesn't the voice
no.
change?
Yeah, but it's my brain. So it's
It's your interpretation of what
It's
I'll
Altair, but she sounds like she has a British accent. She's like, hello everybody, I have an axe. Wait, let me see your axe, maybe I can hold it. Ooh, thanks. Hey. No, it's still really heavy. Okay, yep, take that.
You know,
I like almost fall off. No.
Do me.
costume-wise, I gave you 10 out of 10. Performance-wise, that's like a 6 maybe.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
It's
6 is generous.
these vocal cords are much different than mine. Ugh. Alright, I'm going back. And then I'm gonna be Ket, and then I'm gonna grow gills and webbing on
Okay.
my body, which I can do.
Yes.
And give myself, gills and webbing between my fingers.
And it says I could breathe underwater and gain a swimming speed equal to my walking speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be like, all right, we're going to try this again. I'm going to tie rope.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to all Tidy. I'm going to jump into the water and I'm going to try to keep up with the head.
All right, you swim as quickly as you can, your full swimming speed.
Are you underwater now?
Yeah.
Okay.
After a few seconds, you begin to sort of drift behind it.
Oh, I'm not fast enough. I'm not fast enough. All right,
Hey,
give me back. Give me
you're
back.
going faster than 30 feet?
It's barreling.
Did he see it?
No, he was above water. And I don't think he was.
It's also murky and I didn't want to look, so it's okay. Pigeon Man! Important
What?
question. What happened to Schmidt?
We already answered it.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. He ceased to exist. He
I just don't know the spell anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm familiar. I might get it in the future, but
He might still be in that desert.
yeah. He died with Cat.
You know, he's in his pocket dimension chilling.
I like
Oh,
to
God.
think that like
He's
Cat
super
lost his
cool.
tiefling, Schmidt lost his familiarness, and is now just a stray cat or whatever he was.
Yeah.
He's
Aww.
not like
Pseudo-
a...
No, when I level up, I'll get it back. I miss him.
It'd be so much worse if you were just locked in that pocket dimension. Like,
He's not
he'll summon
dead.
you
I think
Just
of it as more
existing
like
somewhere.
in a like a 10 by 10
Prisma?
square.
I can't remember the
Prisma?
password to my Dropbox.
Yeah.
The god person?
Oh,
That's where you
he's
think
okay.
Schmidt is.
Yeah, like
Oh,
hanging
okay.
out with Prisma.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, so just want you guys to know that I really love all of you, like family.
I
And
love
after
you
this, you might be my only family. So, thanks. Even if we go through rough patches sometimes.
I hug Ola.
And especially when there's moments like this where we're talking about like the butts of the thing that we're riding on.
Oh, really?
hmm
I would like to point out it's very,
Wait.
very...
Is this a
Take it
rough
back.
moment or is this a good moment?
Oh, this is a
It's an in between.
a strange moment.
Okay.
I'd just like to say it was very uncalled for, me cutting off that goblin penis. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, that was a
Because it
little
was
weird.
funny.
Because I was going through a weird patch then. I was trying to figure
Were you
out who I
thinking
was.
about, like,
A lot of
That's one way.
I don't think I'll ever do that ever again.
you shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
I don't know how you did it. I mean, that was painful for me to watch.
It's honestly painful for me to think about it. Like, I don't know even how I did that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a blur of emotions.
I love
And
you
goblin
too, Olo.
penis.
Thanks, man.
I found out where all my family is and they kind of just left, so
Oh, well.
I think you guys are more like my family too. Even though we've probably only known each other for like 2 months. Wait, how long has
It's
it
been
been?
a lot longer than that, Cat.
I'd say close to 3 months, I think.
How long were we on that island?
A long time.
We were on that island for at least a month.
Yeah,
The
but it might be
voyage
like
was a-
half a year by now.
The voyage was a couple of weeks. It took us a couple of weeks to get to it.
Yeah, a lot of the time has been spent on like ships and stuck on an island and on another
close to
ship.
4 months, I think.
Alright, whoever compiles how many days
I
it's
would
been
love
in
that.
Tesseract, I will PayPal
Someone's
you
doing
$20.
that. Someone's
Wait, are you serious?
doing that for Sunday.
God damn it.
I will do it.
Trent Webster, hit him up.
Heck yeah.
The first
Second.
person
No,
to do
Tesseract
it, Jacob will pay
sucks.
$20.
And you can quote me on that because this is a live stream. You can go back and find it.
I have the assumed day written down, but I can't quite remember when you guys started. I say it at the beginning of the first episode. We'll learn how long it's been pretty quick, but right now it's not relevant. Because it is the 5th day. The 4th night passed you by. It's very quiet.
Ah, so you have regained your spells.
I did. Alright, I'm going to turn into Abris today.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
You see yourself.
I'm so cute.
I'm so cute.
You get a second realization as to just how much hair you really have.
This is so much.
Isn't Abris's hair like down to her
Why do you have
knees?
so much hair?
Because
This is
I've
a
never
lot.
cut it before.
I
It's very
unbraid
thickly
all of
braided.
it.
Don't do that. It's gonna
Dude,
you're
that'll
gonna
take you
trip
like
over
an
it.
hour. There's a lot.
Wait, how far does it fall when you?
You know what we could do? We could
You're
give.
gonna get
I mean,
my
he has
hair
an hour.
greasy.
We
His
could-
hair's gross.
It's a different.
What
It's
is
a
this in
different.
your hair? This is my hair.
You're gonna get your hair that's my hair nasty.
We could give Ket a haircut so that you could see your options. You know, if you ever wanted
I don't want
to get it.
cut
Okay,
hair.
well,
What's
never mind.
happening? Oh no.
What are you doing?
That hurt. That hurt your hair.
Put it back. I pulled out like a brush. I have to brush it.
I get it stuck.
I'm very hurt by what you're doing right now. Please stop.
I turn back into Cat and I take the brush and eat it too. You have too much hair.
No, I don't. It's the perfect amount.
All right. I don't know how you deal with it. I just kind of
I just
leave mine up
I
there.
just keep it in a braid and I never cut it.
All right.
A little later into the day,
Wish I
you
had
do
hair.
actually see a landmass on the horizon.
Oh, hey,
You gave me.
Pigeon Man has already figured it out. We can verify later, but he says 5 months and 4 days.
Oh.
Cite your sources.
I believe.
That was quick, Pigeon Man. Damn.
Yeah, that was quick. I didn't even
What did
A
he
see
little
say
it.
then?
too quick.
I have the calendar over here. What are you? Hey now. Wait a minute.
He
I mean,
keeps
you're not
track.
the one paying $20.
No.
Logan did.
All right, if you can find some weird way.
Lanto!
Oh, I see land.
I'll tell you, you do too. In high detail.
I'll tell you what's on it.
I see it in HD.
It's not exactly a mile out, but
What
you
is
can
it?
see.
What is it?
What do I see?
You see the beach. It seems like there might. It's very, very barren.
I'll
Is
tell you what you
the,
help
the amount of detail you can see so far. There's not much there.
It just looks
Your eyes can't
empty.
see anything.
For the most part, yeah. Like a beach that extends.
Right now, it just looks empty. I assume there's probably stuff further along.
You can also note that it travels off the horizon.
It like
very
does
far.
like a trail, or
Yeah, as in it's not an island. It extends. Might
so
be
it looks
another
more
color.
like we maybe moved between.
It's a
Yeah.
gulf.
Yeah.
It's like a gulf is basically a lake that connects to the ocean.
Norelius did tell you that it was a gulf. I'm not sure it's marked on your map. We don't have that. Yes.
So is it that
I
long?
don't really know what that's called.
So I'm just gonna hold
That
it
map
in front
says
of
it's
the
an island.
Is it that long
This-
strip
this
right
one?
there?
Yeah,
Like the fingernail looking.
Somebody
one?
it's the fingernail.
Okay.
Kale
This
incorrectly
5-day journey
did it.
took us from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a big world, man.
It's a slow head.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, it looks like it goes pretty far in either direction, so hopefully we'll see more once we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Continue forward and forward.
We're gonna
Just before the sun
see more,
sets,
see more.
it drifts up to the edge and it stops. You
So-
see a large clearing in the area, and off in the distance you see maybe a few trees, the beginning of a forest, and some hills that rise, but it's very barren here.
Hey, John.
Okay. The head will wait for a moment.
Give it a little pat and then hop off.
I am really happy to get off this head.
Now I'll get off of it.
I've been thinking about way too much about if we're like, there's a soft spot, and we've just been making it slowly more retarded. Alright, run it, jump off. Yeah.
What? Yeah, what?
That was
What's
just
a
an
soft
inner
spot?
thought.
Well, what's a soft spot?
What?
What's a
That's
soft
his babies. Yeah.
Soft spots are babies?
What? No, they have. Is that not this? What?
Yes, yes,
I've
they
never
are.
held a baby.
Wait. I'm
They
sorry.
just
I know
go-
we just got to the island, but we really need to figure something. Okay, you guys don't know. Are you aware? First, you. Do you? Because I know for you.
Oh, boy.
Did you. Okay, actually, we're gonna go back really far
That's
here.
gonna be fun.
Were you hatched out of an egg?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Do you know how you were born?
You never knew your parents, so no.
Are you aware of how birth works?
Yes. You would be familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Abris,
Mm-hmm.
Am I
you're
aware of like
aware
having a
that
childhood?
you were adopted by
Yeah.
phobos,
Okay.
yes? Okay. Do you know how birth works?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
Why is this a discussion?
oh, that's the soft spot that I'm talking about. Your head has a soft spot. Typically, only when you're a baby, and when you get
I
older, it
don't
goes
think
away.
furbolgs have a soft spot.
Because like your head has to get out of the. It has to. Yes, and it has to.
There's a soft spot on the head.
Well, it's because the
Do you
skull's
have
broken
one?
up into a bunch of different pieces, so there's a soft spot on your head. Typically, when you're a baby, but sometimes you can have it when you're older.
Okay.
And I was just really worried. I was just stepping
It's like
only
a
on the
divot.
soft spot.
That's why I keep my hair. To protect my soft
anyways,
spot.
She is like a
Uh,
15-year-old, right?
This is like a jungle.
We don't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
This is like a jungle.
Completely empty. Off in the distance, you see
There are
the
some
beginning of a
trees.
forest.
So we're on a
Uh,
beach.
Yes.
Yeah, a
Okay.
beach that sort of turns into a very, very dry area.
When I hop off, I want to blow the whistle again, just to see.
You blow the whistle, and it sinks down a little bit, and then it bobs up. Are you still on it?
No, I jumped on the beach.
Is anyone else on it?
No, I can get off.
Okay. It will sink back into the ocean, and as it does, an enormous crab-like leg springs out of the ocean, spilling water everywhere. And another one. Then you see a mass of tentacles rise, and a creature slowly begins to climb on
Is
the
this the
land.
thing I saw?
No.
It's not this. It's a different creature.
It's two crab legs
It's
with
different.
tentacles on top of it?
You see two crab legs jut out of the water. You can't see what's inside. You see tentacles spilling out of the water, and it seems to be pulling itself up onto the land. Just
Okay.
behind you.
What is this thing supposed to be?
It is massive.
I don't know, I only see crab legs and tentacles.
I don't know, but we do have to. We should be careful and decide whether or not we fight or we run or something
Right,
else.
Did this happen because you blew the whistle? Question
I have no idea.
Blow it again.
It takes just a couple moments because this thing is huge and has so many legs, but it brings itself above you. You can't quite see the top of it, but it is essentially the size of a large building.
Okay.
It begins to walk over you, blots out the sky, and
What is
continues
it?
forward.
Like, what else does it look like?
You just see maybe 15, 20 different crab legs and a mess of tentacles that are just sort of surrounding you like
Okay.
a network.
Okay.
It continues forward.
Is it going towards the forest?
It is. It's passing through that
Do we
dark
follow it?
area.
Oh, yeah, are we supposed to
Man.
follow
That's freaking creepy.
As it passes over you, you see the sun again, and it continues a little bit further, and it turns.
Is this just
it? Like it's
Urgot?
looking at us now?
It is beginning to look at you, yes. It rests on its legs as it faces you, and it reveals itself to be a giant purple castle sitting on top of these legs.
Guess that's where we're going.
Water's spilling off of it slowly, and you see it does definitely have a face. Looks like a crab. And just below that face is what seems to be a sort of drop bridge.
What? Are we supposed to climb in it?
I think so.
I don't know if going into something's mouth is
Okay,
very smart.
sorry,
but
I'm
let's go.
confused.
Mm-hmm.
We went off the head onto the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Then out of the water came
This
a
thing came.
big dude with crab legs,
And
Mhm.
tentacles.
with a castle on it,
Yes.
with a crab, with a mouth.
It looks sort of like a mix between a crab and an octopus.
I can say, I
And
imagine a
As the base?
Yes, and as part of it, it seems as it's all one unit working together is
Okay.
a building.
So there's a building on top of it.
Yes, there are two spires that rise
How many
upward.
stories is it?
Looks like maybe 3.
Okay.
Okay. And
So it's more like a tower?
It's 2 towers that rise to be the 3rd story. There's a building in the middle, and it looks like the way that the drop bridge has extended, that inside of it might be another chamber.
Let's go.
Why are we going there? There's a whole island.
I
Where's
think
the
this is
thing
where that
pointing?
guy is.
He's just in this tiny little thing?
Is it pointing at the castle?
I'm sorry?
The tuning fork.
Yes.
That's where he is.
Okay,
I
creepy.
mean, I imagine this thing is like as big as like this apartment building.
A bit bigger.
Okay, yeah, it's not like a tiny little thing. It's pretty big.
It's like a well-developed villa.
Let's go.
So
Okay, yep, let's go.
Alright, you all enter. You all feel and hear a soft hum that's resonating outside of this creature. It seems like the whole thing is sending off a strange vibration through the air. And you walk into this chamber. There's stairs that lead upward, and you are led further and further up through the body. It seems like there's just a straight tunnel that goes all the way into the main area.
Does this crab blow bubbles?
No?
Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious.
Oh.
I don't know if that might have been the thing that was causing the
The
I haven't
humming.
bubbles.
seen it blow bubbles.
What?
the bubbles like 3 days ago.
That too.
You enter just to the top of it, and on its back is a courtyard. You see 2 trees. Altai, you actually recognize these trees.
So this is up the drawbridge, then it's a courtyard.
Yes.
Okay.
You're in the center of its back. There are
Okay.
buildings surrounding you. And in this courtyard are 2 trees that arc and form some sort of like a like a hallway, I guess. Can't really describe it. It's an arch. The two trees literally fuse together at the top. And around it seems to be a mess of mixed grass and mold.
You said I
and moss.
recognize them?
Mhm. You've seen them before. Roll intelligence.
I think I know what you're getting at with this. That's not gonna get it for me.
Okay.
Is it the trees that I left home?
No. Sort of a deja vu feeling that you get. And you guys look around at this area.
Will a 7 do it?
Nope. And
Does everything on this look as if it were actually had been underwater for a long
Yes.
time? Okay.
seems so.
So trees don't actually have like leaves on them.
No, these trees don't.
Okay.
After a time, you see that there are 3 different doorways facing in the other areas of the courtyard, and walking through one of them is a dark elf. He's very, very well clothed. It looks like he definitely looks like a noble.
So
he approaches all of you.
we went up the drawbridge. We're in a courtyard. There's 2 trees in the
There are 2
courtyard.
trees that arc upward and connect.
Can connect. There's nothing else here. Is there like
There's
doors
the
and
sides of the
buildings?
building. There are 3 doors.
So like 1, 2, 3.
Are these the same trees that created the portal that the thing went
Yes.
through? Oh, okay.
Is it grass?
Thanks for cheating.
I have notes.
Is it grass?
There is a mixture of grass and moss
Okay. And he's just here the whole time?
out of one of the doorways in the
So
back.
he opens the door and
Yes.
steps out. Okay, alright. Just making sure. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I just want to know for me.
Yeah,
because
no,
I
that's
know.
fine. I need to get a little better.
Is the drawbridge still down?
No, the drawbridge closed, and you walked up maybe
Okay.
40, 60 feet. And he steps out and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my manor. If you would kindly place your weapons at the edge of the courtyard, there will be no fighting inside the manor. Of course, if you would like to have a duel later, you're free to do so, but for now, I am inviting you to dinner."
What happens if we don't leave our weapons?
That is not something that I had considered, and I do not have an answer.
Yeah, fat chance.
So we're just expected to be civil about all of this.
Yes.
What reason do we have to be?
Do what you want. He goes and he opens one of the other doorways. "With your weapons, then, please enter. We have much to discuss."
Is he just holding the door open for us?
All right, and telepathically, I'm sure he can hear this, but just be on guard, everyone. Be on guard. Be on
Why
guard.
are we not just killing him now?
Olo, you try to communicate with your friends
Yes.
mentally. It doesn't work.
All right.
I'll cast message.
Okay, what do you say?
Hey, why don't we just kill him now?
Olo, you hear that in your head?
I want to know where my brother and sister are.
Alright.
Guess we're all walking in with
Okay.
our weapons.
He guides you
You
to
said you wanted
the,
a weapon.
I don't have any weapons.
to the eastern door. And there's a...
Leave your weapons here. Aber, stay here. Alright. Yes.
Yeah, Iris is the weapon.
leads you to the eastern door, and there's a hallway, a corridor that goes down. You see a stairwell that goes up to one of the 2 towers, and he leads you a little bit back, and he leads you further east, and he opens another door, and he says, "If you will."
Is he walking in, or is he's holding it open for us?
Yeah, he opened it, and you guys went into a hallway, and now he opened another door.
You may go first.
Of course. He enters.
Okay, then I follow.
Okay. You enter a large dining room. It looks like a wide table that is set for up to 10 guests. At the head of the table, there is a large chair, and you see one other turtle, one you're not familiar with. It seems to be a younger woman, and she is sitting at the far end.
Okay.
Please take your seats.
Does she have hair?
Yes,
It's a turtle with hair?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
if you will.
Yeah?
I'll sit down in a chair.
I don't know, like, are they labeled or are they just 4 seats?
There's 10 seats. One of them has a person in it.
Okay.
These
so
little
just
place
sit at a
cards.
seat.
I
Have
sit
any
next to Altair.
Okay.
I'll sit next to Ola.
Give me a moment, and I will prepare. And he walks out. You're left with silence for a moment as Logan goes to make a pee-pees. So
Oh, I
she'll
want to talk to that
be
turtle.
right back.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to her.
Oh, she's leaving.
Yeah, she's gone too.
Alright, well,
Okay.
in this, primarily, Pigeon Man also donated a total of $11.98 and said
Hey.
Pringles Man.
Thanks,
Don't know what that
man.
was a reference to, but that was a reference to something.
I think it was when we were trying to name.
I'm curious, how did you just figure out that was how long we've been...
I think he said JK after.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
did he?
you just sent that, it probably I wouldn't take it as
he
word.
called
So
you.
just wait. Hey, Ola,
think-
what's our plan of action? We're gonna
Uh,
figure out where your brother and sister are.
yeah, I
That's not it.
don't want this guy to, you mean throw us around? No, it's not her. But I don't want to just play along with this guy's
Is this
game.
through message?
Well, they kind of are. No, I'm saying this out loud.
Well, it's something where he has connections to my home too, and those trees are from the dream I saw the beast enter home through there. So it's
Really?
yeah.
Look back.
So it's kind of important we hear him out and then deal with it after that.
He's gone for just a couple minutes. What did you want to say to her? She's sitting down. She sort of waves at you.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm Duya. And you are?
Well, I'm Abbas.
Nice
They're
to
my
meet you.
friends.
We're the cuties.
We are the cuties.
I was more asking for your names.
I told you mine already.
I'm Olo. Or
Nice
Quake.
to meet you. Quake. Is that your chosen name?
Yes, for now.
We'll make a note of that. She sort of pulls out a little piece
Whoa,
of paper
whoa, whoa.
and scribbles.
Do you work for him?
No, I'm a guest. I've been here for a couple of days. He treats me very nice.
Have you seen my brother and sister?
I haven't seen any other turtles.
Are there other people here besides?
I figure they've come and gone. As I'm familiar, he sends out invitations to different turtles.
But I'm not a turtle. I'm a little halfling.
Yes, it's strange. I came here alone, but that's my own accord. And you are?
I'll tell you.
Nice to meet you. And you?
Kit.
Kent.
What does he have you do?
He allows me to study here. All that he asked is that I tell him what I knew about mysticism and sort of the mystical order. I haven't learned much, and it's sort of upsetting to him, but he's not cruel.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt Pigeon Man with $159.99.
What the
Why?
fuck, dude? Jesus Christ!
Why?
He just said yeet. Oh my lord! Thank you so much. Appreciate that donation.
It's a very appropriate
Jesus.
statement. Yeet.
Crazy, man.
He gets upset?
Well, I'm not familiar with what he does, but he spends time downstairs and he studies mysticism. I don't really know what he's doing, but he allows me to go into his library. There's a lot of knowledge there.
Have you not seen his abominations that he creates?
He's just as uncomfortable with them as we are.
Why is he uncomfortable with them?
Why are you here, though? Why were you invited here?
He wanted to know what I knew.
So you just said yes?
Well, yes.
Why?
He offered a wealth of knowledge. I'm sorry. She sits there for looking.
He killed my brother for his knowledge.
I'm
Why
sorry.
would he not do the same for everyone else?
I couldn't tell you. We haven't spoken too much. After a couple of minutes, he walks in and he has a little tubby bear person on his shoulder. They have little sharp talons and the lower half of their body is completely shaved. They look very strange, but they eye you. He says, "Welcome to my manor."
You said
as
a
I've probably
tubby
said
bear
before."
with him?
Yeah. Little
And
fat
was
bear.
this
With
in
its
my-
belly
Like
shaved?
a real
Yeah.
bear or like a teddy bear?
Like it's a person.
Sort of like a koala
Okay, like
So
on
it's
him
like-
or like walking next to him?
on his shoulder.
Okay.
Is that something that I saw in my vision?
Nope.
No? Okay. I don't know how else to ask it except to say that.
Are you all hungry?
Yeah, starving.
Okay, give me a moment. He pulls out a small twin flute and he plays a couple notes on it. And something very strange enters the room. It looks like an amorphous gray figure with a chef's hat resting on top of it, without form. It's imagine Ditto with a bunch of.
I was gonna say, is it Ditto?
It's pretty much Ditto.
Chef Ditto. Okay.
It enters and it's holding a bunch of different little bowls and it goes around the table and it sets them down. And it seems to be some type of seaweed
It's a bowl in
soup.
front of me?
Yes.
I throw it against the wall.
I was worried this would happen.
I see as though you are not a fan of soup.
Not a fan of bowls. I love soup.
Then
You think you could maybe give it to him in a cup?
might I ask how you eat soup?
Yeah.
In a cup.
I never use
Or
it.
on a plate.
Good.
Or in a
Like,
pot.
Can I use it?
But isn't a pot a bowl?
I'm afraid I'm gonna lose.
He
all
plays
my
a couple
plans.
different notes and in the middle of setting down the bowl in front of Ket, it sets it down really quickly and then leaves the room.
Hey, Logan, I'd just like to let you know, so we're not doing stuff behind your knowledge. I asked Altair if she has a crossbow. She said yes, and she's
It's
just
on
gonna
my
hand it to
side.
me under the table,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna latch that onto my belt and be like, I also need bullets.
Roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
Both of you.
I'm really good at that, but I don't think you are.
That roll means I am. That would be a 18.
Okay.
15.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I roll a 16, dude.
I rolled a 5. But I got 15.
18 and 15?
Yeah.
Okay. You slide it over. And he plays that tune on his flute and he sits down and the little thing climbs off and sits on the table next to him and it just sort of happily eyes all of you.
I have 15
You
bullets.
should be getting a pot
The only
or
other time I
something for
used
you.
it was when that one thing's...
I do regret having failed to collect your weapons, but if you would please treat this dinner as civilly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Why? What?
I am unarmed, and you are not.
She's not armed either.
I have arms.
She's not who I'm addressing.
Yo,
I'm looking for a civil discussion, not flying arrows. Or bolts.
yeah, I get that. I understand what you want. These are one of the things we want too. Pigeon Man, fucking stop,
What
dude.
did he do?
Jesus Christ, another 80. I don't know what that is in Australia, but soup in a
cash.
paper bag.
He brings you like a sandwich bag.
Ooh, alright.
You just like drip it out.
I just stick it in my mouth and like
Ooh.
squish it around.
He goes and brings you a little pot of this amorphous creature. It's very strange. It does have a mouth that is just smiling the whole time.
Okay.
It's a little less disturbing than the rest of the things
Is
that you've
it
seen.
like of jelly substance or
It seems like a very, very basic texture, just like gray skin without bones under it.
okay? It's so it has skin, but it's just amorphous.
It's, I guess, like looking at it, it looks kind of like clay.
Okay, that's yeah. Now I have a better picture now.
It sits down this pot in front of you.
Logan, we're over here, and like after he was done talking, I went like, hey, and I like gave her all my silver. I was encumbered.
He's continuing talking to you. This is just
Oh yeah,
happening.
right. I'm just doing that on the table. I'm
Just like, yes, of course we're unarmed, and
I mean, passing silver, what am I going to do with silver?
it has little dumplings in it.
Okay, bread dumplings.
Yes.
Okay. Not
Look-
really.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I thought he was talking to me.
I apologize. Give me just a moment. I
Look,
don't-
if we were friends, yeah, I'd respect what you wanted. But we're not. And this is dangerous for us.
I understand as why it would seem that way.
Is
I'm
it-
going to assume that my creatures give you discomfort.
Discomfort, they tried to kill us. You picked him up and tried to take him and kidnap him. We had to destroy that thing.
I created it and I gave it orders. The way that it executes them, each one of them does it differently, and I do apologize for the brutality.
you also posed as my brother and then were not him. And as far as I know, you killed one of my brothers and picked him apart for his mysticism.
No, well, the first part was a mistake. And as I was familiar with his corpse regrettably losing his life, I did what I could with the remains.
The point that we're making is you haven't given us a good reason to not be on edge.
Of course, that's what I'm trying to do now. I understand it's difficult in this climate to make new friends, but...
It's not difficult the climate, it's difficult your actions.
I understand, and I'm trying to make them right. If you would kindly put down the weapon.
I don't have it out.
Okay, it's just clipped to your...
I just took it and put
Yeah.
it on my belt. Like, I'm not like, ready to die.
Any last words, bitch?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Now's your time to explain.
Yes, of course. What range of explanation do you require first?
The reason for such abominations that you have, the reason for Lop losing his life, the reason why we're here, and where my brother and sister are.
Well, let's start with the first one. You alright, man?
Yep, we're good. Just keep going. Just keep doing your thing.
I am just as uncomfortable as you are with the creatures I create, but you must understand that transmuting living creatures makes them more powerful. It's a means to an end. It's a very uncomfortable mean, but nonetheless, it gets things done. The reason I create these creatures is to fight, essentially, fire with fire. There is a scourge in my hometown, in my homeland, as you would call it. Some say heaven, the others call it the Fae. But half of it has been broken down and decayed. I create these creatures to fight the decay in hopes of someday cleansing it.
I'm gonna insight that myself.
Okay.
Probably should.
That's a 9.
Completely honest.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Natural one.
So you can get back there.
It's actually really warming for you that he's saying this. It's like, that actually kind of makes sense. What'd you say?
So you can get back there to the Fae.
No, sadly, against my better wishes, I have been banished
So
by
you,
the people.
you just send your creatures there.
Why were you banished?
I went somewhere they thought I shouldn't go.
The Grey Wastes.
Yes.
Why
How
did
are you familiar? How?
Message. Don't reveal your... Oh, fuck. You literally hear don't reveal as you do it. I say, oh, fuck. No, just don't do it.
I apologize. I wasn't aware that I was inviting additional company. Might I ask where you're from, particularly?
I remember this, right?
Mm-hmm.
A hunting group.
Foraging. What did you say your names were?
Oh, I'm Abris.
Nice to meet you.
Can't.
And you?
Altai.
Interesting. I suppose that is a common name there. Well,
Pigeon Man sent $80 more.
Are you...
why?
Who did you rob? Like, where... Are you Bill Gates? Like, but you're in Australia.
It's
like,
Australian
what?
Jesse James just
Yeah.
running around. Gotta do it for Tesseract!
Give me your money.
Thank you, Pigeon Man.
Jesus, man.
Love you,
Pigeon
man.
man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. No words. I have no words.
We can't comprehend your generosity.
Mm-hmm. I will look at him and say, does the old man mean anything to you?
Old man. I suppose I've been called that once or twice.
Yeah, well, never mind.
Okay.
You still have 3 more to answer.
What was your second question?
Why did Lop die?
It was a failed experiment.
What kind of experiment?
Genetics, it's what I deal in.
you need to be a little more specific than that.
I have been creating creatures for a long time, and with mystical aid, they become exponentially more powerful. So I began developing research in that field. A couple of generations before you and before your siblings, I spoke with some turtles. They were rather unkind and secretive, but with time, I made friends. Down the line, I continued to learn from each of you, hoping to expand what I'm capable of, what I've been doing here for the people of the Fae. He was very independent, I'm sure you know. We spoke often, and we fought on different fronts, but he was civil. I tried to be the same. And at one point, he saw what I was doing, considered it absolutely abhorrent, and tried to take on one of my, at the time, recent experiments. And he died.
And the picking clean, he had said something about that. Is that the specific?
When you find a corpse, a psionic corpse particularly, and you know what it's capable of, he nearly defeated that creature at the time. You do what you can. You try to find secrets that were hidden with words.
Did you dissect him after
Yes.
he was?
It was simply a corpse. Why does that set you off?
Because things can be saved, but not if you tear them apart.
Things can't be learned if you save certain things. There are sacrifices that must be made. Would you trade one life for 20?
It's a very common dilemma, but it depends.
What is your answer?
It depends.
On familiarity, I would assume.
Yes. And potential.
Everything has potential. Certain things have certain potential in different fields and directions.
I can assure you Lop alive is worth more than 20 of your creatures.
I equate him to 5. But the secrets he kept were revealed to me. Of course, I don't intend on doing those types of things again, but it happened.
Why did Locke fight that thing?
He didn't like it.
Why?
You've seen them, they're unsightly. You killed one of mine.
What were you doing with him beforehand?
Speaking? What do you
You
mean?
just talked with him and he saw it and you're just like, oh, I don't like that, I'm going to kill it.
I approached him. We spoke. I introduced him to my manor. He found it hideous. So he waged a one-man war and lost.
On your entire manor.
It sounds like him, honestly.
You said he nearly killed one of your creatures.
Yes.
You didn't try to stop him in any way that didn't mean killing him.
I can make more. Once I learn to make a creature, I can create it again.
It didn't matter to him who won in the end.
It was a test, I'll admit. Sort of stepping back and observing abilities from one and the other.
So you're telling me that you invited him, he willingly came. As soon as he stepped aboard your mansion here, he didn't like any of it and wanted to burn it to the ground.
If you're familiar with Olo's bloodline, they are a rather independent group. They're difficult to speak with at certain times. And that's how he saw it.
Alright, next question. Damu and Kenlick, where are they?
They are not here. They are safe in captivity. I assumed you would be less civil on your approach, so of course I had to collect leverage as they were equally difficult. But they are safe and they will be revealed, or released when you reveal what I need to know. Before I ask my questions, I do believe you have one more.
I can't quite remember what that third one was.
So just to put this straight, you're building an army of creatures that you create to fight back against something that's going to destroy the Fae.
Yes. It's a very simple concept. A lot of people
What are
don't
the things that are trying to
understand it.
destroy the Fae? Do you know what they are?
As I said before, I'm fighting fire with fire.
These
They
things.
are much like my creations, but more decrepit, if you've seen them.
Once, from a distance.
So how are you able to defend the Fae if you can't even go into the Fae yourself?
I have a gateway that I placed in my singular venture into the wastes. And now I send them through.
Do the elders have any idea?
Of course not. They wouldn't accept it. They're too close-minded.
Didn't you
They
say
think
don't
we can
go there?
just section it off, set one barrier, and the whole Fae will be safe. Nothing's reproducing in there, nothing's growing in power. They're wrong.
Another question. Why did you try to kidnap Olo? You
As
could
I
have sent
said,
us a message.
his
Could have
bloodline.
introduced with, that, hey, I'm trying to fight against evil things that are going to kill the Fae. I need your brother's help.
I've
Could have
been
all helped
around for a long time. Turtles, they create sort of clones of themselves, and throughout history, those in your family have been very, very difficult, and yet their potential is beyond any other turtle. So, I've developed different forms of negotiation
Have you ever been successful with getting knowledge out of a turtle?
every time.
Every time?
Every time.
What happened to Lop?
I told you.
He got his information, just not the way he wanted it.
I thought you said as soon as he got here, he just tried to destroy everything. How'd you get the
No.
knowledge out of him?
His corpse.
He dissected him.
Oh, so you just killed them?
No, I never
That's
said
what he
that.
said.
What he's saying
You've been
is
listening,
Lop
Kev.
came and tried to fight his thing. His thing killed Lop, and so he decided, you know what, I'm going to dissect him so I can get information. He didn't invite Lop for him to die. That's not what he's saying.
So you forced the knowledge then?
If need be.
Well, you do. Either you specifically kidnap turtles as a way now because they're too stubborn, because they don't want to tell you. So you just grab them and bring them over, and if they go against you, you dissect them and get your information one way or another.
You are definitely breaking down my process into very inaccurate cores. Believe
What-
what you want.
What do you want from them? What's the information? Psionics?
This is the route that we're getting to.
If that is the end of your questioning, then I will ask mine.
Are there any more of us? That's my last question. That
More
you've
of-
seen
What do you mean?
of us, that you've met over you?
Elves. Yes, far too many in the Fae. Outside, I haven't really dealt with them.
Any more of you? Ones thrown out that you met. I know it's rare, but
It's not as rare as you'd think, but the rest of them are much less civil. They're very dark people, but there's one exception to the laws of the Fae, and that's what got me thrown out. Imagine, I assume the rest of you are familiar, going to prison for a slight as opposed to murdering 6 people. You're still in prison.
Listen, there's one more thing I want to know. What do you use the psionic knowledge for?
Waging war on darkness.
That's how you make your creatures?
That's why I make my creatures.
What do you what?
he makes the dark creatures to fight against the ones that already exist in the
Yeah, that's
fight.
what I'm saying. You
Fire.
use the psionic knowledge to make the creatures.
It amplifies their abilities.
And what do you want from Olo?
Are you familiar with Yantazit the Allseer?
Am I? I don't. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, took you a second to realize who that was.
Roughly 3 weeks ago, he met his end. He passed away. I
Assuming
assume
from
you're
old age.
I couldn't tell you. He simply winked off the psionic map, vanished from the new sphere. I can only guess he died. He wouldn't leave. I did speak with him when he was young.
He doesn't seem the kind to die.
That's why I'm confused. So my first question, do you know, if he's not dead, where he is?
I haven't talked to him.
But when he was alive, you spoke with him often, very closely.
For a time.
Then my questions are, what did he teach you?
He taught me mostly everything about being from the Order of the Nomad. And he taught me how to live a life like a pastry.
This is true.
He's going to insight that.
I'm not.
Isn't that literally something that Yentis said to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, Logan, just so I can say that I did it, I want to do a general insight on his entire demeanor of how he's telling us.
Okay.
Just to generally see, like, is everything he's telling us just a fake story, or is it all truthful?
I'd also like to
And I'm completely garbage, and I'm going to use an inspiration.
See
All
how,
considered back in insight.
the other woman, how
That's
she's
garbage.
reacting to
She's
everything.
listening intently.
Slightly
Much more
garbage.
focused on Olo than anyone else.
It's a 10.
Okay. Completely true.
Oh, okay.
And you got what?
13.
Okay. Very honest. He taught you how to be a pastry.
To live my life as if it were a pastry.
If you could elaborate.
That sometimes pastries can go bad, or sometimes they can be sweet and delicious. But it's all about how you seek it.
Speaking of pastries, would anyone like one?
Dinner is being prepared. Did anyone eat the
Yes.
soup?
I did. Yeah.
It's gone.
It was amazing. Those dumplings were actually filled with the soup. It's by far the best food either of you have ever tasted.
Yeah,
Can I
tried
have
some
more?
of it too.
Can I have more of the
Oh,
soup?
thanks.
He pulls up the flute, does a couple more notes, and they bring out food. That same clay-like creature. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I put the dinner at the top and then the conversation at the bottom.
Were you hungry when you wrote it?
He brings out a sort of meatloaf. Just each of you get a solid chunk of meat. Seems very...
Just because Ket's generally distrusting, and also just because he had a good burial already and he's pretty full, and he doesn't. Food is not something that he cares about too often. He's not eating anything.
Okay.
I'll
You're
take
gonna
it.
finish up?
Yeah, take it.
It seems like a fish meatloaf, fish base, so it's very flaky, and it's filled with mushrooms that are also filled with a different kind of meat. It's very good.
Can we discern what that other meat is? And the
Squid.
oh, okay. This is really good to me.
Isn't that weird?
I take Ket's food and finish it for him.
Yeah. Okay. If
This
you could
is 3
please
feet, 3
elaborate.
I know it doesn't make much sense.
45.
Everything Old Man Yent, by the way, that's how I knew him. It's by Old Man Yent. Everything he told me didn't make any sense to me either. But I figured that was part of his teaching process, was that to make sense out of the senseless. And eventually there was a bit of wisdom that came from it.
As I said before, your bloodline is full of potential. Each one of you is much more powerful than the last. Yantazit developed some sort of ability. He was essentially godlike in his mysticism, and he kept secrets. He didn't tell pretty much anyone anything. His peers, even the mending themselves, he kept every secret he could. You're the only person that was close to him, and you're telling me now he spoke of pastries.
Yes. Here's what you need to understand is that it's not all about power. Sometimes you go to someone just to learn, not to learn to destroy, but just to learn to live a better life.
During the entire time you knew him, he only spoke of pastries.
wouldn't say pastries was the only thing he spoke about, but it was generally of that nature.
Look, let's, before we start discussing more beliefs and things, you gotta give him his sisters back. You can't just keep using these people in order to fund your army.
They
didn't
are
choose
not
to do
here,
it.
as I said before, and if you would have been listening to me, you would know that they are not here, and they will be free when I learn what I need to, and clearly that is not happening.
Can I roll to see if I remember anything that I'm forgetting?
What do you
Tim's
mean?
forgetting?
Like,
Like, I can't remember if Yant ever told me
Oh.
things about like what was to come in the future
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But here's the problem. Who knows if you're going to do this again in the future? I think you are. You can't just kidnap people in order to fund your army. That's not how this works.
the
11.
problem is he has no reason to return.
You did know him for a long time, and he did.
We're just going to leave.
He talked a lot. Most of
It's
it
like-
was insanity, but some of it was direct
Trade.
insight. I'll let
Well,
you
from our
determine
point of view.
exactly how he taught you to be a better mystic.
It's not the people. They're not money.
I know, but he
I assume a
has-
lot of it was
he has the
meditation
advantage
and
because
like
we don't know where they
Very
are.
metaphorical, likely.
yeah,
Right.
We
and
need to
like
deal with
parable.
what he says.
yeah, reaching
Right now.
into either like past lives or just like inner knowledge, sort of to
Do you explain that
connect.
to him?
Then we'll
Yeah,
deal
sure.
with that when the time comes.
It's never been that simple. No other mystic has ever been so broad and general. They all know exactly what they've learned, and they've all been able to elaborate.
What did you learn from Lop? How did he learn?
He learned through practice and study, and his abilities were developed again by practice. And he learned and uncovered different secrets.
Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I'm going to cast message towards you, and I say, if he doesn't believe Olo and doesn't get what he wants, he's just going to kill him and then take his, do what he did to Law.
All four of us are here. You won't kill Ola.
This motherfucker's pretty pretentious.
Nonrelis, do you have any of your own mystical power?
I've been able to cultivate it, but here, no. I don't have any direct mystical power. The only things I'm familiar with otherwise are the arcane arts. I've learned many different types of magic, but mysticism is clearly superior.
What was the other turtle's name?
The other turtle, Doya or Doga.
Do ya?
Doya.
Doya, you have to tell him something. You have like mysticism for turtles is different. It's just in us. Yes, some of us have to practice. Some of us can just meditate on it. But
I've never learned that. All I know is the basics, essentially. I've never learned too much. I'm much more curious on exactly how you've developed what you've done. Doesn't seem accurate.
There can also be exceptions to every rule, yes? You said that that's not how things have ever gone, but surely you've done an experiment and things have gone not according to plan.
Every rule has proven to be black or white. The outcome is always definite and continuous. Mysticism has been the same way.
Yeah, well, buddy, I've spoken to Old Man Yamp too. He was a nutcase. I didn't understand anything he said. He always used metaphors. I didn't know what they meant. He knew, somehow. And I'm
Can I
not
ask
even...
how I knew what he meant, I don't know if I even knew what he meant. Just put it together and
It did take him quite a while to understand, even the pastry thing.
Like, he would ask us, he'd be like, what does it mean to be a cookie? And we'd be like, I don't know, man.
What do you need from us?
I think he wanted Yentisit's knowledge.
Apparently nothing.
if you wanted Yant's secrets, I don't have them.
Not a single one.
Not other than the ones I've told you. If you can be more specific, maybe.
I was hoping you could be, but clearly not. You've come all this way, and clearly you all need time to digest. I have prepared a guest room that you can stay in as long as you'd like, but I strongly suggest you take your time this evening. You're allowed to roam these quarters and where I show you to, but otherwise do keep out of certain rooms, I would suggest.
He said to ignore him, so I'm ignoring him.
Oh. None this. I've told you everything that I know. I
I'm
want
certain you have.
my siblings back.
They will be freed, I promise.
Now? I mean, we're not staying here. I thank you for the offer, but we're not staying here.
I don't know that we have a way
Giant crab
off of
tentacle
this.
island. What?
I don't know that we have a way off. Think about
Just
how we
for
got
the
here.
night, Ken.
What?
Just for the night. We have to make sure that his siblings are okay.
I don't really trust being here.
You have us.
I can understand your discomfort, but you are tired. The journey has been long, and my accommodations are more than comfortable.
It wouldn't be bad to sleep on a bed.
Okay.
Also, if what you say is true about the Scourge and the Fae, I personally am not against helping you.
I would agree.
Despite the horrendous thing you did to my brother. And possibly future things you will do to my kind.
I don't know how that would work. If they would be let in, even. I know how the elders see things. I don't know that I'd want to defy them necessarily either.
Do they? I thought you said they don't go into that place.
They don't, but they found out that he went, so somehow they must know. Logan, correct me if I'm wrong, but periodically they would send raiding parties into the Great Wastes to clear out some of the monsters, correct?
Completely barricaded. It's a
Okay,
magical barrier.
so it was more like they would have people to watch the barrier to make sure that nothing breaks down? Or is it just, we put up a barrier and everything's fine and no one ever goes over there? Okay.
That's what he explained.
Yeah, I thought that they had like guards at least,
Mhm.
but okay.
The magic that they do is very strong. Your
I think
elders
they
have
just try
basically
to
been alive
ignore it.
forever.
So it's like they're all level 20 wizards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have been put off my dessert. You can enjoy it if you'd like, but I am going to retire. Hopefully I will see you in the morning. The chef will show you to your sleeping quarters.
Can I extend my hand to him as he leaves?
He doesn't shake it. He walks out. Duya says, I know where the bed is. It's just,
I'll follow her.
okay. She'll
That's
lead you
all I-
down, and the corner of those two
That's
hallways,
true.
there's a stairwell that goes
Guys,
downward.
I didn't get my dessert.
You have pastries, Abris.
But no, the food was really good.
I'll wait with her. You guys can go to the room. We'll find you.
Okay.
I'll wait
Cool.
with Abra so she can get her pastries.
Okay.
Save me some.
After a little bit of time, that strange creature comes out, and it brings a cake topped with berries and jelly. It's a chocolate cake.
I cut a quarter of it and take a quarter of it.
And he brought one for everyone.
Oh, they're like a bunch. Okay.
There's more than
So
enough.
there's 4 cakes.
5. Well, 6.
Oh my goodness. I take one of them and push all the rest of them to you.
I can't eat that much cake.
They're like square cakes. They're not
Oh,
like
I was gonna
freaking
say-
full cakes.
I don't think I've ever heard Abra say she can't eat that much.
well, if it's not 6 actual cakes, I'm gonna take it. Can you
She
carry
leads you
one?
downstairs.
Yeah, I'll carry you.
So you are on the eastern side. She leads you a bit north, and there's a stair that arcs downward. You follow her downstairs, and there's another hallway that goes straight, I guess, south comparatively. And right in front of you is a large iron portcullis that is very tightly closed. And you see down that hallway 5 doors. All
Okay.
of them are shut. One of them has a very blatant. It's shut much more than the others. The lock is very strong on it. And patrolling on the inside, you see a creature that is made up of 3 creatures. Give me one quick second. Where is it? Is it A1 should be. It's a sort of chimera that's a mixture of a turtle, an anglerfish, and a scorpion.
Those are very,
It
It
very
looks
good.
like a nightmare.
Yes.
So GM, just so I can confirm, so it's like there's 3 floors on each side. It combines into 1 floor on the top. Is that how you described it?
No.
If you could just draw a quick,
Yeah. Essentially,
Sketch.
the crab is like that.
right?
The interior is like this. The courtyard is in here. There are 2 towers that go upward on either end.
Okay.
And she led you down here. You guys are on this end, and there's a hallway going that way.
So we're like in the crab.
Yeah, you're in the crab.
Okay. And the trees were in the courtyard?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
That creature is
Yeah, that shows up. So is my
patrolling
basic
up and
representation.
down.
Is the interior of this like fleshy and chitness?
It's much more chitinous than fleshy.
Okay.
She takes you to the side and into a guest room that has also 10 beds. You actually recognize a lot of the architecture and the amenity in this room. It's very elven, very comfortable.
Are,
Reminds you very much of home.
are you there with us now?
I would catch
I
Whenever
think we
you
all
want,
got
yeah.
up here.
Oh, okay.
I brought you cake.
She shows you in. You see her stuff strewn about, room to the, or bed to the far end of the room.
Oh, she's in this room too?
Yeah, she led you here.
Okay. No, I mean like she sleeps here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kat, do you want some of my cake?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm going to head over to the library, so bid you all good night.
Okay.
She heads
Can we all? Hey, my room. Let's
We're all in one
We're
room.
all
Where's the library?
Okay, cool.
You ask her as she leaves. It's down the hall upstairs, and you sort of arc around the courtyard. It's on the far end.
No.
You can see through the door.
Okay.
They won't really far behind.
Yeah, we're really far behind. They did it on Sunday yesterday too. It was like 10, 20 minutes behind. It was crazy. Okay. What are we doing?
I don't know. I don't want to be here.
I don't want to
But-
be here either.
We really don't have a way back.
We need to spend the night out and try to figure out what we're going to do. We don't have a way to free his siblings without him doing it, and we don't have a way off the island without him letting us off.
There's one more thing I would have asked him about, and I didn't think about it. But how is he making these creatures? There's just something off. I don't think this guy is all good.
Where's that camera?
Downstairs. So you were led downstairs.
But
and
we've gone past it by now, right?
your room is like right next to the main hallway downstairs that leads all the way down. You see another stairwell that goes up. On your end, there's a portcullis that blocks off all of that hallway from you, and you see it patrolling the main area of the hallway.
I mean, with something like that, it just seems like he just combines creatures together.
Well, that's not good. Hey, another thing. Is there a war going on back at your home?
No, the Grey Wastes are a spot that we were told never to go to because creatures like that exist within it. He believes, it sounds like, that they're growing in power and eventually they'll be able to break into my home. And it sounds like he's trying to
And
stop
he's just sending them in there? What if
Yeah.
he's just adding more to their army?
it. He might be, I'm not sure.
I don't know what to do because he thinks he's doing a good thing here, but he's straight up, creates these monsters, fights a war that isn't his, and then kidnaps turtles.
It was his home too,
Well, it's not his home anymore. He can't even go back there.
because they exiled him for trying to stop those things.
They exiled him for entering the Grey Wastes, which is something we're never supposed to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's very noble of him to protect the one home he had. But I don't know. There's something wrong. The fact that he killed your brother too. I guess just let him die as well.
I understand why he would do it for the knowledge, but still,
So we're just gonna leave?
if we can,
We're just gonna let him keep doing his thing?
I'm going to try and broker peace with him and Turtles.
He has
That's the thing that I don't want him to do anymore, because he thinks that you guys are too stubborn and he needs your magic, so he's just going to kidnap you so that he can get you, and that's not okay.
He has a portal to my home, which is important. Knowing where that is.
Doesn't he use that to
Yeah.
help the army?
And I don't want others to find the same portal. No one is supposed to know. I don't even know where it is.
He said
Nobody is supposed to know where it
He
is.
said the portal leads into the Grey Wastes.
He made one himself. The actual portal home, I don't know where it is. I'm supposed to find it when I'm done here. It's just kind of how it works for me. I don't know how to get to it. No one knows how to get there besides him.
What's the problem?
Someone knows how to get there.
What's wrong with that?
If he wanted to, he could flood it.
And destroy the Fae?
He doesn't want to do that.
The Grey Wastes existed.
Like, what if he's trying to get revenge on the people that kicked him out, and he's secretly
Nothing about what he said sounds untrustworthy to me.
I know, there's something wrong with
You
him.
have to understand, the only reason I'm on edge is because the first time the elders tell me the Grey Wastes were created because other people entered. It sounds a lot like what he's doing, even if he's doing it for a good reason. He's sending things in there that aren't supposed
I don't
to be
know.
in there.
Are you wanting to close the portal?
If we close the portal, he doesn't have any reason to do anything of what he's doing.
Do we know he just won't make
I don't know
it
if I want to close it, or if I just want to know where it is. Because if I have a way to contact home and that's truly happening, I kind of want to go back. I would want to defend my home.
You'd be in the Grey Wastes, though. The second you got back to where you were, they'd see you'd been there and they'd banish you.
Can I have that map?
Yes.
I feel like he has another motive. I don't believe him when he says that.
Altair, when you get that urge to go home, see that X there?
Yeah.
You feel attunement to that location.
That's handy.
But is that his portal or her portal? We'll
Yeah, do
never
I have any
know.
feeling about that, or just I know that something's there?
You know that that's where you go home? You vaguely remember coming from
So
there.
far behind.
Yeah. On the stream, you're just barely drawing the map.
What?
On the stream, you're
You just
barely
started drawing
the
that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really far behind. Okay. Personally, I don't think he's making an army of monstrous creatures of the exact same, isn't it monstrous creatures in the Grey Waste as well? Making the exact same thing to combat against them so that they never hurt the place that's not currently fighting them.
I wonder what home would do if I let you guys in.
I think he's trying to get revenge. I might be an asshole for thinking that, but I think this guy is really trying to paint himself to look a certain way, but he's not.
Do I know? Has anyone ever done that?
Done what?
Brought other people back home?
You've always lived at the far edge, and the way back home and the way out is very near to the center of town, so you've definitely never seen anyone but an elf. You've heard brief rumors that have kind of been hushed out by people who were like, oh, we don't think about that, of some elves who have tried to bring other people in.
But we can't accuse him of that. We don't know.
Have I ever heard of an elf that's come back out after returning home the first time? Like, returned home and then left on a second voyage?
Generally, no. Usually it's you go out until you feel that you know the world out there, and then you come back in, you live your life. That's how things go, but there's always a deviation.
I think we spend the night here, we get your sisters back, we tell them to stop kidnapping turtles, and we leave. We can't accuse him on something that we don't know anything about.
I'm gonna go look around
Do you want me to come with you?
if you want.
Yeah?
Okay? Where do you go? I assume you go upstairs.
Should we all go?
Are you asking that to the group? If you want to come. I don't know if I'm going to be entering somewhere where I'm not allowed, or simply just looking around to see what
I'll
I can
stay
make
with
of
you
him.
if you don't want to go.
I do want to go.
Then I guess we're all going.
Yep.
Okay. You guys head back upstairs.
Didn't you say there was a locked door around here?
Yeah, there's a locked portcullis, which is just like metal bars sticking down is in the form of a door.
Where does it go to?
Let me draw this out really quick. Essentially.
No, not that one. Were you using that one the whole time?
No, I used.
The expo that's right
Yeah,
there.
don't use that one.
Good save.
Why the hell is that here?
'Cause Jacob was drawing maps.
That's for paper.
Oh. Sorry, it's right there. Sorry. Ooh, your chair fell. And my book closed. Yay. So you guys were, I'm just going to kind of rough this. You guys were in this sleeping chamber, and you were led down this hallway. There's a stairwell back upstairs, and a hallway that goes this way. The closed door is right here. You see a series of doors on the sides, and the creature patrolling up and down on the other end.
I mean, I can
This is the
open it.
There's a
Yeah.
person right there.
It's not a
A
person.
thing, sorry.
It's a horrendous creature. A creature of the deep.
Made up of a turtle, an anglerfish, and a scorpion. In case you guys missed that. Yeah.
Turtle or turtle?
Turtle, sorry.
I guess it is a turtle, yeah.
Kill the creature, question mark? But then it'll make a bunch of noise.
Yeah, he'll immediately know that we've been doing things. We could just let it be until tomorrow. He said your family's not here anyways. Do we really want to anger him before he lets them go?
No, I want to find his dirty secrets.
He seems angry already.
But not to the point of not releasing them.
I don't know.
If we approach the portcullis, does the chimera do anything?
It's going up and down, sort of guarding both doors, but as you guys walk out and you look down at it and start discussing, it does approach a little bit closer, standing about midway in the hall, and just watches you, each of you with all three of its heads.
Okay. We could just explore elsewhere. I don't want to make him upset.
I think he's going to have everything that's important guarded. There's no reason to search around if we're just going to check out the scope of his house. Should just probably head to sleep.
Alright, well, I was going to ask Duya as well. Duya.
You can go talk to him if you want. I'm going to go lay down. It seems most of this place is guarded.
Are you going alone, or?
Isn't Doya in our bedroom?
No,
She's
she's in the
She
library.
went to the library.
Oh.
I mean, you're the best at picking locks if we need to do any of that, so.
Alright, I'll stay with you. Let's go.
To the library?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. You guys head upstairs. There's a hallway, the one that you came down. It's basically like a U-shape hallway around the courtyard.
Okay.
And at the end of each one are spiral staircases going upwards. You guys go further down. You see two doors on the side. One of them is where the chef came from. Going further, you see just another door. It looks very lavish. You turn. There's the stairwell that goes down where the chimera was guarding.
Mm-hmm.
And you continue a bit further, and you see two doors. One's obviously to the courtyard, and the other is to the library. You enter?
Yep.
Okay. You all go in. The library is stocked with thousands of books on a lot of different topics if you'd like to read them. Doya is spending her time here, poring over what looks like maybe 20 different books splayed out on a table. There's an empty desk on the far end with one book on it.
Okay. I'm going to go up to Doya. Are you guys just coming along? Alright.
Hello.
What are you reading?
Just stuff, learning, different topics,
Like math or?
mysticism and magic,
Okay.
trying to expand what I'm capable of.
Is that mainly what all of his library is? Is just arcane books?
I haven't gotten to all of them. I haven't been here too long, but
How long have you been here?
a little less than a week.
Oh, yeah, not long at all.
Can I investigate the library to find anything weird
Okay.
out of the ordinary here?
How how exactly? Like, what are you looking for?
Secret passages,
Okay.
locked, anything locked,
Okay.
and yeah.
All right. Roll investigation.
24.
Okay. You see a lot of them are stocked with different types of books, so you sort of pour over the topics. It seems magic, psionics, the Fae. There are a couple of very, very thin books that are written in Elvish.
Okay.
You see mutation, different types of genetic things, a lot of transmutation topics about metal and about a little bit of necromancy too.
Okay.
You see the forces of nature and decay is a topic that's here and there.
Okay.
And on the other desk, you see that the book has a little lock on it. You're familiar with it, having dealt with wizards. It looks like a spell book. You go around a little bit.
Oh no, I'll go to that.
Okay.
Is anybody looking? Is Duya looking? Is she distracted by talking to him?
And she's talking to him and then kind of like looking at the books. Her books. So no, her back is turned to you.
Do arcane tricksters get the ability to copy spells into their spellbook?
Nope.
Well, fuck this.
Arcane tricksters don't use spellbooks. They just use the wizard's spell list.
You do
Okay.
retain your familiarity, like you know how to read spells. You just can't.
Yeah.
Ira using his small book is just kind of like a flavor thing. It's not actually.
Dwayne, I need you to tell me everything you know about Nunrelius.
He's just been very kind to me. We haven't spoken very much.
He doesn't speak to you very much?
No.
Why did you come here?
To learn. I don't know much.
You just sought out knowledge and you knew about this
He
place?
extended an invitation. I'm not exactly the youngest, but I'm not very good at what I do. So I'm trying to get better, and hopefully his books help me.
How old are you?
36.
Okay, that's pretty old.
A little bit. Nearing the end.
Can I roll insight on her?
Yeah.
See if she's actually... 11. 13.
13, give me one quick second. She seems honest, not very informed.
Okay. Alright, I'll leave you alone to read. So, no, do anything.
Kat, what are you doing?
You guys do anything?
Anybody else?
Nothing really.
If that's all I find in the library, no. I'll wait till Olo's done and be
Okay.
like, do you want to look anywhere else?
Do you keep the book or do you leave it on the desk?
I'll leave it on the desk. I can't really use it.
Okay, you didn't find anything?
I just found a spell book.
I don't think any of us... Well, you use spells, but not a spell book, right? I do have an idea. Oh, okay. I do have an idea for the Chimera.
Okay.
It mainly just involves teleporting behind it, so that it doesn't know I even went past it.
Okay. We can just teleport past it?
I could probably bring you guys, yeah. Or I could teleport it out of here.
That would work way better.
Yeah, but he would also know.
How do you know?
Because it's not there anymore.
there.
I don't know if it's the best idea to go where he told us not to
I
go.
I
know.
still think we shouldn't go until your family is released. Regardless of if we have a way to do it.
I can try to stealth past it and just move very quickly into the other rooms, dipping in and out.
Thing is all of these plans also have a chance of failure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's up to you, Olo.
We didn't really see anything else when we were walking around, like in terms of rooms. Like it was just a library.
There's one more
chef
door
rooms.
that seems somewhat welcoming that you hadn't gone into. It's on this floor. He seems to have basically let you roam around here, the courtyard, if you'd like.
Okay. Can we go into the other room just to kind of
Yeah.
explore?
You head back up north and arc around a little bit. You open the door, and you see it's a relaxing room. It's sort of just a place that you spend your time when you're not thinking. There's a hookah in the middle.
Alright.
There's a few very comfortable looking chairs around the edge, and the outside wall is see-through. It seems as though if this were underwater or out on the ocean, you could look out, and at this time, at this angle, you do see nothing but ocean.
Alright.
I'm gonna investigate this room as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna start messing with the hookah. You guys know what this is?
Oh, you smoke it.
You smoke it?
Yeah, put your mouth on it. You gotta turn it. You gotta light it, and you also gotta turn that thing on, and you gotta put the stuff in it. I don't actually know what's in it. Investigation is a 25.
Okay.
I'm rolling really good.
This room is very, very clean. It seems like he doesn't use it at all
Okay.
unless he has a guest over that he's trying to win over in some way or another.
Okay.
Looking around, you do check what the hookah has in it. You're actually somewhat familiar with it. There is red gem laced into it.
Ah! Does he get high as fuck?
And among that, there are minor
Olo has his mouth on it.
traces.
He's like,
There are minor traces of psychedelics and different things, and it seems intentionally very, very numbing.
you will trip the fuck out.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
going to the new sphere. Alright. I'll stay away from that then.
Do you guys mind if I go look at that weird tree?
I'm actually kind of curious too.
Yeah, let's go look at the weird tree.
Okay. You guys head out into the courtyard. You look up and you do see the two ends of the other pillars, and you see. You've always been hearing that low hum that this whole place seems to give off. It's very strange, but you can't quite put a finger on why or what it is. You sort of drown it out after a little while. But as you step out, you hear flute music. Very, very beautiful, very ornate, and looking around, you look up and you see him standing on the balcony of one of the two pillars. He's playing a song. Seems very mournful. As you're looking around the
Oh
pillars.
yeah, do it. Yeah.
2 yeses and a no.
Yeah.
Roll performance.
Come on, natural 20.
Oh,
Close. Do I add anything to this? Yeah, but I know. I'm asking more of like a dirty 20.
Wow. All right, you start
I'm getting
to play.
good at the
yeah.
flute, guys.
For the first time, you actually play a full tune, and he stops the moment that you start blowing, and he begins to shift his tune. What type of music are you trying to portray? Just happy and bouncy? Or?
Happy and bouncy.
He actually meets it. He begins to play again, and you play in tandem, and as your song ends, you hear clapping from above.
Thank you. Look at my flute.
You see him up there. He's about 60 feet up, and he nods. And he steps back into his room off the balcony.
Guys, I'm getting really good at the flute.
Yeah, you are. You're really good at it.
Looking around, you see, obviously, some developed sea life. There are barnacles that line the walls. There's a bit of seaweed that's sort of been trapped on it, and you see these two trees standing in the middle, arcing over each other.
I'd like to go investigate the tree.
Roll
Will
investigation.
I speak for the trees.
Tree said, "Fuck off."
12.
15.
Avarice, you're looking around, and you don't see anything at first. You are just like, these are really weird. It's weird how they connect at the top. Like, that's obviously not natural. You're looking around, and you see trace amounts of some brown, like a different brown, something that's caked on the interior, just at the base of these two trees.
Do I have any idea
Roll
what
medicine.
Medicine?
Yeah.
12.
You can piece together that maybe these are very, very old blood stains.
Blood stains.
Yeah. Seems the water has washed them away and soaked them up, but they're there.
That's odd.
I have a question.
Hmm?
You mentioned the hum. Is it like louder here?
Not outside, no.
Okay.
It was actually loudest in your room. It's still not anything that's like overwhelming. It's not sort of
It's
like
just kind of
electronics.
present.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to look really hard if we're gonna find anything. I don't know if we're gonna find anything super incriminating here.
And I think it's best to just look tomorrow once his family's released.
Alright. It's still up to you, Olo. We could try to get through that locked off area.
Yeah, I think I'll be looking tomorrow, no matter what.
Okay.
Okay. You guys head off to the bedroom.
Yep.
Okay. You spend some time in there. Most of you begin to sort of doze off, having enjoyed your meal. And after a time, he actually steps into the room. He comes downstairs.
Whoa, man, knock.
There isn't a door.
Oh.
I'm naked.
You're always naked.
Exactly.
Although I am sorry for my temper earlier. Working this hard for knowledge has been a rather stressful series of events, and I'd like to speak to you in private if that is okay with you.
Is this just
Am
Olo,
I in
or
bed?
Can all of us hear this?
I'm in bed, right?
Yeah.
Under the covers, I cast message,
Mhm.
and I point at you, and I say, go ahead, I'll follow behind.
Okay.
And then I'll message these two, and I'll say, don't worry, I'm gonna follow him. Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm gonna follow him.
Sure.
Follow who?
Stop.
Thank you.
Go back to
He
sleep.
heads you upstairs.
I'm gonna Assassin's Creed stealth behind, like if they turn a corner, that's when I move up, then I'll stay behind, then I'll turn another
Roll
corner.
stealth.
Roll stealth, huh?
Mhm.
Roll stealth? I'm
No.
going to use an inspiration.
Don't get too
Roll
cocky.
perception.
Get cocky, man.
Remember those 2 natural ones you rolled last night?
Yeah.
Oh my.
28.
All right, you manage to sneak around.
Hell yeah.
He leads Olo into the smoking room. He lights it and he offers you
So
some.
thank you.
I'd rather that you at least try it, if that's all right. If it makes you uncomfortable, that is fine.
Well, I prefer if you went first, and then I will take.
He smokes some.
I will as well.
Okay. Make a wisdom save.
23.
Okay.
Damn.
He's a wise boy.
I rolled
You
one.
don't trip.
You feel it sort of attempt to put you at ease, but you're still very alert. And he sits there for a time and he says, I really wish that the secrets that Yantzit kept had an easier mean of obtaining, but clearly not. I suppose I should apologize.
For
This. And he casts a spell.
Oh fuck! I'm chucking daggers at him.
You're outside of the room. They shut the door.
I was about to ask, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
If they shut the door, I would check if it's locked.
It's not locked.
Okay, then I would crack it open.
Roll stealth.
I'm not doing this because of what you did. I would have done this.
No, I know. Roll
Otherwise, I
stealth
just
again.
bust the door open. Roll stealth.
Mhm.
15.
I'll have him roll again.
he goes like creepy doll status, like just like stares at you.
He just knows.
As they're smoking, I assume you hear some of the conversation. It's not the quietest. But
Right.
You hear
It's
him.
more. I'm more just doing it so I can
Mm.
freaking hear what's going on.
Seems very idle.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I apologize, but before he does do
Yeah.
that, he will catch wind. He says, I assume you would like to join us. He's not facing you, he's just...
I'm not gonna blow my cover.
I think your cover's already been blown.
Sometimes
I
I don't pay attention.
apologize, I suppose there is more of a breeze than I assumed. He'll shut the door. You hear a lock.
You fucking dick.
And
Just assume everything else went the same way.
yeah. So first, give me one quick second.
I apologize if anyone in the chat can hear my stomach growling. I'm very hungry.
Where is this?
I mean, it might be
Oh,
that
there
you
it
and
is.
I could just go get food while they're doing this.
This is actually going to be the end of the game. Make another
Oh,
wisdom
dang.
saving
Oh.
throw.
Or that.
I tried, guys,
Do I have? I think I have
but
inspiration.
doors.
I do. I have inspiration.
A rogue's only weakness.
Yeah, doors.
A
Rogue's
door.
weakness.
That's a 22.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
He quickly casts a spell and it doesn't work. Well, that was rather uncomfortable.
Do I hear a spell go off?
I thought we were gonna be better than this.
Yes, I am very good at convincing people. He
And,
casts another spell.
oh, okay.
Hey, do I hear
Yeah.
spells going off?
No, you actually don't.
Can I roll perception to see here what's going on the other side?
Yeah, roll perception.
It's because the book was actually
God
alive.
fucking damn
It was
it.
a
Last
sorcerer.
inspiration.
Oh.
22.
22. You hear the pacing definitely changes. You can hear mumbling and it seemed very constant.
Okay.
And now you can hear just a bit of tension. Maybe the conversation is not going the way that either of them would like it.
I can hear tension. Doesn't sound like danger, just sounds like tension.
Make one more wisdom save.
All right. No inspiration on this one. So.
I'm scared.
Ah, not good.
Yeah.
That is a 13.
Okay. Although you're sitting in this room with him, and he fails to cast a spell. It's very, very apparent because when he does, he has a small dual ring that sparks with energy when he tries. And the second time, he very subtly and very quickly casts a second spell. Although you are now an actual turtle.
Oh!
Turtle or tortoise?
Which would you like least?
Turtle.
He says, I do apologize, but I suppose you can't understand me now. He picks you up, puts you in a little bag,
Good thing there's snapping turtle in your butt.
and standing in the back of the room is a doppelganger.
Sounds tense in there.
Yeah, everything goes quiet.
It does?
Hmm.
Oh, I fucking picked the lock.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Because, try not to metagame,
Mhm.
if it would go quiet,
No, I
I either
understand.
assume they're not in there, they're not talking, or something happened. So that means I would go in.
Okay.
Take my inspiration.
You think of Altair and you're like, I can do it.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You spend some time. You do manage to pick the lock. Give me one quick second. Let's have a brief conversation.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back.
Wait, should we?
No, it'll be 2
Wait,
seconds.
okay. Yeah, but there's people. Okay.
I haven't eaten today.
Well, that's your own damn fault.
I didn't feel good when I woke up.
I'm trying to save him. I
Wait, no,
don't,
that's a
I
lie.
don't think I
That's some
can,
potatoes.
but I'm trying to help him. What?
Thank you, Pigeon Man, for
Yeah.
sponsoring.
Yeah, thanks,
today's
Pigeon Man.
stream.
Appreciate it.
At some point, Logan and Tim will return. Until then,
Then,
how are you guys feeling right now?
hungry.
Right. I'm feeling.
same.
Well, all right. That's better.
You pick the lock,
Okay.
and it goes tink.
Now open the door.
Okay, you open the door. Sitting there is your good friend Aurelius,
Uh-huh.
and he is smoking a hookah. The psychedelics sort of fill the air. You're very familiar with the smell of burning red gem. And you see sitting next to him is Olo.
What are you doing?
We were having a private conversation. I assumed that it would be so.
You were talking.
Yes, and then we stopped, and we were about to continue.
Yeah, you stopped for a while there. Okay.
Can I ask what you're trying to find?
Nothing. I'm just making sure you're not going to kill my friend.
Did you want to join?
No, I just wanted to make sure you're going to be okay.
I think for the most part.
You seem fine to me.
Yeah.
Is it going to your head? Do you need to stop?
It is dueling, so I'm...
Whoa, what did you give him? Don't take that. Don't take that.
I already took some, but he took some too.
Yeah, okay.
Narilius continues.
Yeah, but he's not a total. He's fucking elf magic shit. They're probably immune to whatever poison. Regardless.
I must admit that's a little offensive.
You're a little offensive, okay? I don't like you. I don't like anything you do here. You make monsters and you try to fight against a thing that isn't even your fight. All right? I don't trust you and I don't trust anything. You killed his brother.
If I may stop you, you are by far the worst guest I have ever had.
Well, you're the worst host I've ever had.
I have done nothing but given you kindness, and all you do is provide discomfort. I suggest you rest. Tomorrow you can leave if need be.
He is right. I better see my siblings tomorrow.
Of course.
You've provided nothing but kindness. I've never been at a friend's house where a previous family member has died. You could have saved him and you didn't, because you wanted what was in his head. And you're not fighting against those monsters. You're doing it because you want revenge. I know scummy people like you. I don't trust you one bit. I don't care how much soup you give me. Olo, let's go.
It's quick, but
I
yeah.
think you're so clever.
I will throw a dagger into your neck. I don't care about you.
I know, but you are, to an extent, rather invasive, I must say, but I give you credit for your investigation. I do have secrets. That's why I have guards. But they are not for you to find out, and you do not have the slightest lead as to what I'm doing. Your assumptions are very literally in the oppositical direction as to my whole way of things.
If only there wasn't a way I wouldn't think that.
You don't need to. I'm not here for you. You are literally a waste of space.
Good. I hope I stay that way.
Me too. And eventually, you won't waste my space.
Hey,
Enjoy your stay.
let's go.
Okay. I'm following.
Okay. As soon as Ola comes over, I'm gonna leave.
He continues. He sits in the room. You see him put it to his mouth again. You
What do you
go
give you? Did anything happen?
We just smoked from the pipe.
How do you feel?
A little like lightheaded, but for the most part, all right. By the way, I really appreciate you going toe to toe with him for me.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
Alright. I felt like that was a bad move, and I was really just making it worse.
I've understood by now that you tend to be impassioned, so...
Yeah. I just don't like him. And he's kind of a dick.
I don't like him either.
Yeah, okay. We should sleep and then go. And also put a door on our room and then lock it. Those are really powerful doors.
We should get a door.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we can just make one all of a sudden.
I'm gonna go back to our room and then... Is there a door frame?
What do you mean?
Like,
Yeah.
It's just an opening, right? It's a door frame, right?
Yeah.
Is there another door anywhere?
There's the portcullis. That's a bit down the hall. And
Probably has
around the edge.
all of his doors are down there. Shit. Well, let's just sleep with the door open then.
Yeah, like it's down a
I got my
hall.
door.
There's sort of like an entry hall to this room, if I did it right. Yeah. So essentially, that's what it is.
Yep. All right. Cool. Yep.
Yep. You guys stay in the room.
Yep.
I need
I'm ready to
everybody
sleep.
but you to leave.
Oh, okay.
Everybody but Tim.
Okay.
I wish you luck in the wars to come.
He's very good at what he does.
I know.
Yeah, no shit.
The spell lasts an hour.
Okay.
He sits in there, pulls you out of his pocket after the other nuisance leaves. You actually don't retain your mind. We learned that about this spell.
Mm-hmm.
You are very, very literally a turtle.
That's what I'm assuming I would be. Still just trying to bite him or whatever.
Yeah.
Turtles do.
You have your temperament. You retain your attitude, so you're a bit... That's like all you get.
Okay.
He continues for a little while. As he hears a quiet, he gets up, goes down the hallway, and goes down the stairwell on the other end. He walks and he pulls out a little key, puts it in the lock, turns it, opens one of the 5 doors downstairs, and he enters. You see in this room a decent amount of creatures. There are quippers in a bit of an aquarium. There's an octopus there. You see an alligator, an ape, different creatures that line the walls in cages. And he walks further and you see 5 other turtles, also in cages.
Okay.
They are bound in these cages with arcane locks on them, very obviously. And they are chained with 2 different sets of chains and arcane locks on them. It seems each one of them is a different layer. He takes you to the far end. He opens the cage. He sets you down. He takes a bit of time to sort of prepare the moment that you shift. And just as you regain your form, you find yourself in those chains, in that cage.
Okay.
You can speak if you'd like. He's standing outside of the cage, sort of... You're in his peripheral vision, but he's not facing you.
You know I'm getting out of here, right?
Yes, well, they said that too.
Okay.
I really do hate to be pretentious. It's sort of an issue that I've been battling, but with age comes knowledge, and with certain knowledge, I would say, comes pride. I'm very good at this, and you will not be leaving. And if you look to the 2 cages nearest, you will find your brother and your sister. There's no reason to tell you any more, to tell you what I have and haven't done. But I will get my information.
If I try and teleport out, does nothing happen?
Your mystic powers are completely negated in this building.
Alright.
Just as you do, you feel that hum. You try, that hum sort of overcomes and just nullifies it. Your attempt to leave. He says, when your friends are gone, I suppose you will be my priority. Enjoy your night.
I'm gonna rip you apart if I ever get out of these chains.
That's what Lop said. And he walks upstairs. You hear the clang, and the door shut, and it locks and unlocks again. And you look up and you see 2 disgusting creatures that are clearly guarding the door on top of these 2 locks. They look like massive spiders with snake heads. And they just sort of drop down on 2 little webbings.
Kenlick, Lop, are they breathing, alive? What's their condition?
And they look unconscious.
Okay.
And you do actually see the real turtle, the woman that you saw upstairs. She is in here too.
Okay.
And on the far end you see a very, very old turtle. Looks like he's near the end of his life. I'd say 5 years or so he's got. But he is at the time where he should be expending his bloodline, but doesn't seem able to.
Alright, I'll start trying to talk to them. Hey, wake up! Wake up!
They don't. They seem a bit depraved.
Okay.
Deprived, I guess.
If I like pull on the chains,
Mhm.
see anything happen?
You pull on them and nothing happens.
What are they secured to?
They're secured to the wall with 3 different...
Oh, behind?
Yeah.
So am I like held up against
yeah,
the wall?
you're held.
Okay. But am I in a cage? as
Yes.
well? Okay.
He has 3 lines of defenses, 2 different sets of chains in the cage, and all of them have locks.
So feet, hands,
Mm-hmm.
and then also in a cage?
Yeah.
Okay.
After a little while, you try to wake up the others, and that creature slides down, snaps off its little rope that it was hanging to, walks over to you and eyes you with this very reptilian, but still alien to you, this look.
Mhm.
And you see two other eye slits open, and it pushes its head back into its chest, and it spits webbing at your mouth.
Okay.
And you enjoy your night. That's where we're going to end today's game, actually. So thanks for watching. Hope I traumatized you. Hope the
You did.
hope the other half of this game is going to be better. So yeah, they played this off really well. You guys did try. You tried very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's certain...
Should I get everyone back?
Yeah, if they want to say goodbye.
Hey, do you guys want to come back?
What? Do we want to? I don't know. Should
The
we?
game
the game's over.
is ending.
Oh,
so if you
well,
want to say
okay,
goodbye,
yeah.
everybody. Do you want us to shut off the stream, or do you want to say fuck you, Logan, really quick?
I don't have a
Fuck
reason
you,
to
Logan.
right now.
And also, thanks guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Pigeon. No, they're all. I love the viewers, all 30 of them. How many?
Yeah. We were jumping between 35 and 25.
There's 32
Nice.
as of now.
Really?
I only have 25.
Well, for those of you who stick around to that horrible ending, thank you.
Yep.
And good night.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. See ya.
That's the end of the stream.